Good morning to you, Carl and Sylvia. I'm being a bit of a history teacher today, so we have come to the Australian Maritime Museum in Sydney and we are checking out Escape from Pompeii, the untold Roman rescue. It's been about 2,000 years since Mount Vesuvius erupted on the town of Pompeii, burying it, and a lot of artefacts have been brought out to Sydney for this special show. I'll tell you more about them after we take a look at what the weather is doing today. Well, here at the Escape from Pompeii exhibition, there are more than 100 artefacts that were found buried under the rubble. So after the volcano erupted about 2,000 years ago, it was actually buried and wasn't rediscovered until about 200 years ago. And these are the types of things that they found. So that's a beautiful fresco that was found in a temple in the town of Pompeii. And there is so much more that we have to show you this morning. I'm such a history nerd, so I'm just ready to go.
You're frothing like that volcano.
Yeah,
it's an amazing shot that up there of that volcano too, Pompeii. At the time that we showed you just before, of all the vessels and everyone fleeing the volcano.
High res image.
Very high res. Looked like it was. Well, we're not going to see it now, so anyway, we're on.
Amazing. Good morning and welcome back to the Maritime Museum in Sydney. We are checking out Escape from Pompeii, the untold Roman rescue, and where Mount Vesuvius erupted about 2,000 years ago. So many items were buried under the ash and under the rubble, including this strong box here, which was found. Could have been a jewellery box because back in those times the people of Pompeii were rather decadent and status conscious. So come and have a look at some of the jewellery that was also found when the town was basically rediscovered a couple of hundred years ago. They had a preference for gold items. You can see there that ring, a gorgeous snake bracelet and some more golden earrings. And then over here, some jewellery that belonged to one lady in particular. She owned about $40 million worth of precious jewels, including this body chain, which would be worn around the entire body. Okay, I've got some more incredible things to show you after we take a look around the country on this Easter Monday. Well, here are some more perfectly preserved items that were found underneath all that ash and rubble in Pompeii, including figs and peaches. There's barley and wheat and a loaf of bread there, which looks a little unappetising, and also something that is a little unappetising on a Monday morning. They found a recipe book, an old Roman recipe book in the rubble as well. And this was one of the recipes. I'll just read it out to you, Carl and Sylvia. It's called fish liver pudding, and you cook mullet livers, crush some pepper in there, add fish sauce, salt, oil, fill out with a bit of liver from a hare or a chicken or a lamb, and then squish it into a fish mould and bake and sprinkle with a little bit of olive oil. It'd be shellfish to keep a recipe like that.
Sounds a bit like what my mum called tuna mornay.
Oh, yeah. Honestly, tuna mornay in Queensland in the 80s. Best ever.
Good morning to you guys. It's been almost 2,000 years since Mount Vesuvius erupted back in 79 AD. It started at 12 noon and it carried on until 8 a.m. the next morning. By the time it was finished erupting, the town of Pompeii was buried under 4 to 6 metres of volcanic ash and other debris. Now, a lot of those items that were in the town have been perfectly preserved. And coming up after we show you the weather, we're actually going to show you some casts of the people of Pompeii's final moments, a warning to some viewers that they may find it a little confronting. But right now, let's take a look at what the... When you go to the city of Pompeii, you can actually see people and animals' final moments, and these are actually copies of casts that were made of those things that you can find in Pompeii, and they're actually being brought here to Sydney to the Maritime Museum for the Escape from Pompeii exhibition. So Pompeii, obviously one of the most visited places in Italy, and you don't have to go all the way to Europe to see these incredible artefacts. They are right here in Sydney at the Maritime Museum.
Yeah, more uplifting stuff there from Natalia.
Sorry.
Just a reminder, everyone, of what happens when a volcano goes off.
Yeah, sorry.
A good reminder.
Good morning to you. We are at the Australian National Maritime Museum. We are checking out Escape from Pompeii. It's the untold Roman rescue, and back in Roman times, back in 79 AD, this would be a weapon they would have used. It's a catapult. Show us how it's done. And fire! Woo! there we go. Oh, maybe I'll have a little go. Grab one of these balls and catapult. Yeah. Oh, kids, what's that? What's that sound? I think there's a volcano about to erupt, so I better get on and read my... Okay, Mount Vesuvius, obviously one of the most famous volcanoes in the world, erupted in Pompeii about 2,000 years ago. But right now, we've got our own volcano that's ready to erupt. All right, kids, here we go. Ooh, how's that?
It does look like meatloaf.
Oh, not quite as scary as Mount Vesuvius, but that's as good as we can do today. And coming up in about half an hour, we'll be dressing up as little Romans. How does that sound, kids?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, good, good,
Why
good,
little
good.
Romans?
Because they're little. One big, I don't know.
Because it did end well for them, didn't it, after that volcano erupted?
It didn't end
Anyway.
Run,
onwards and
kids.
upwards. Yes, run, Forrest.
Run as fast as you
Good morning to you. We are at the Australian National Maritime Museum in Sydney. We're checking out Escape from Pompeii, the untold Roman rescue. And right now, Freddie here and I, we are digging for artefacts. We're being archaeologists. And I think I'm a little impatient to do this job because it's very, very slow and time-consuming. All right. You come here to the Pompeii exhibition. There is so much to do. It's really interactive. Right now, the girls like Samavi, Heidi and Sophie are all making some sculptures out of clay. Very good work. That's beautiful. And over here, you might have noticed my outfit. I am dressed as a Roman soldier and I have my army here. So, guys, are you ready to go and save Pompeii?
Yes,
My liege. Do you even know what my liege means? No. But they'll do anything for me. And I kind of feel like Carl and Sylvia, a very similar outfit I wore to a toga party back in about 2004 to the UWA toga party in Perth.
We were just reminded
Similar.
of that too, the
Yeah.
University of Queensland toga parties. Of course, mine was back in '68. Very different things happened.
Like
Yeah.
what?
No, just it was much more, sane and normal.
Right,
and,
okay.
and,